Pete Davidson's watch collection, from Rolex to G-Shock. Davidson solely has Rolex watches in his collection. Pete's Rolex watches are mostly straightforward three-hand models with nothing more than a date window. Therefore, the amount of complications available on his watches is very low. The Rolex Submariner Date Ref 126610LN is a watch frequently worn by Davidson, and it has been observed on his wrist on several occasions. The manufacturer's suggested retail price for this item is $10,100 US. However, the amount that customers pay on secondary markets is between $18,000 and $19,000. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video on our channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss Pete Davidson's watch collection from Rolex to G-Shock, so stay tuned to find out more. So let's start our video. Pete Davidson's Rolex Submariner. Not only has Davidson been spotted wearing his steel Submariner watch, but also 3 Rolex Datejusts simultaneously. At the New Year's Eve celebration in 2022 that Davidson and Miley Cyrus went to together, someone saw that Davidson was wearing a steel Datejust watch with a gray dial, fluted bezel, and diamond indexes. While looking at images taken at the same event, the gray dial pops out more than the others. This item can be purchased at a retail establishment for $11,950 US. The size is most likely 41 millimeters. The price on the dark web is currently over $17,000 US. In addition to that, Pete has been seen sporting an antique two-tone Datejust watch with a champagne face. There's a possibility that this item is a 36mm reference 16233 from the early 1990s. The worth of a comparable piece on the secondary market is around $7,500 US. The most recent Datejust that Davidson wore is a touch more ostentatious. This two-tone Datejust, reference 16233, has a red dial, diamond Roman numeral indexes, and a diamond bezel. Moreover, the watch has 2 tones that is likely aftermarket. This object can be held for around $10,000 on the secondary market at its going rate. The last Rolex that Davidson will ever own is also the most expensive and complicated one he's ever owned. Even though it doesn't have many moving parts, the day date from Davidson's Rolex collection is considered one of the more complicated models beyond the date. The yellow gold case and band, president bracelet, fluted bezel, and Roman numeral indexes on the Davidson day date, reference 228238-0042 watch, provide a striking contrast to the white dial on the watch, which is part of the day date series. This day date is about as conventional as they get. This day date has a suggested retail price of $37,450, but on the black market it can be obtained for over $56 grand. Who knew that in addition to his Rolexes, Davidson was also known to wear Casio G-Shocks? Davidson has been photographed wearing clothes from both labels, even though they are at opposite ends of the spectrum about pricing. Even when he was just a kid, Pete was wearing a G-Shock on his wrist, as evidenced by a photo from when it was taken. Although Davidson appeared to be wearing a G-Shock reference GA400GB-1A watch, I couldn't verify this information. If you love its rough appearance or want a watch that you can beat up, you can acquire it on Amazon for $129 US. If you're liking this content so far, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Now let's continue. The only other time Pete wore a G-Shock watch was when he was in his youth. Even though he is a famous person now, he still wears one of his G-Shock watches from time to time. One more of his G-Shock watches is designated by the reference number W735H1AVCF Super Illuminator. This G-Shock can be purchased on Amazon for only $30, making it a significant financial improvement over his prior model. This is an excellent piece of clothing for casually traversing the streets of any major city, regardless of the location. Pete's collection of watches has gotten better recently. On February 19, 2023, he was seen at the Daytona 500 NASCAR race wearing a set of Jacob & Co. Epic X titanium rings with a black outer ring and an inner ring made of neo-ray leaf. The race took place in Florida. This watch's dial's been removed so that the machine's inner workings can be more clearly seen. You may get this wristwatch for $22,000 US. Pete Michael Davidson is a well-known comedian and actor born in New York on November 16, 1993. He debuted on Saturday Night Live in 2014, and his first appearance received good feedback. One of his most popular sketches throughout the season was an Indiana Jones-style sketch he performed with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Many people all across the world adore Pete Michael Davidson. Amy and Scott Davidson raised him in New York. Davidson's father was a firefighter who died in the line of duty during the 9/11 attacks in the United States. It was the most overpowering thing Davidson had ever experienced at such a young age, prompting him to rip his hair out till he was bald. Davidson was reared as a Catholic and is of Jewish and Irish origin. Well, that's all for today's video. Tell us in the comment section how this one was. I hope that you found this video interesting. You can subscribe and watch more videos on our channel to keep up with more content. We'll see you in the following video with some more notable celebrities, facts, and stories. And until then, stay tuned.